If Texas Governor Rick Perry gets into this race, doesn't he overshadow you on Tea Party and social issues?
Well, I think there's room in the race for all sorts of candidates to get in, and I think this is good for the people of the country to have as many candidates who want to get in as would like to.
Texas Governor Rick Perry, there's been a lot of talk. He's backed by a lot of Tea Party people, a lot of people saying he ought to get in. Would you like to see him get in?
I don't know that much about Governor Perry. He does seem to be bold, and so I'll need to look into it.
Earlier today, we showed the poll from the Des Moines Register, and we'll see it again, with Mitt Romney and Michelle Bachmann in a statistic dead heat amongst likely caucus goers in Iowa. What is the takeaway from that, George?
Well, we're going to come down to a binary choice sooner or later, and it's probably going to be Romney against somebody. And the question is, will it be Michelle Bachmann, who stands there right now? But there's also a missing piece, and that's the governor of Texas, Rick Perry, who's thinking about getting in.
You think he will?
I don't know. I saw him last week, and I came away with a definite maybe. But in fact, Iowa is made for a showdown between Rick Perry, who has Texas job creation to match Romney, and he has Michelle Bachmann's rapport with evangelical Christians, who are 60% of the participants in the Iowa caucuses.
There's clearly a degree of excitement and enthusiasm on the grassroots level for some of these candidates. I think that I read George's column this morning. Obviously, Governor Perry, too, would be able to excite that sort of enthusiasm.
Sarah Palin's going to be in Iowa on Tuesday. Sarah Palin's making her first trip to Iowa.
But what's clear is where the energy is, and this goes back to this debt debate that we're having, because the energy in that party is not towards the sort of mainstream solutions that the American people, at the end of the day, think their members of Congress should be able to come up with.
Jon Huntsman's first week on the trail, and rumblings that Texas Governor Rick Perry may throw his hat into the still unsettled Republican field. Notable in terms of who's in is that Michelle Bachmann is going to announce in Iowa tomorrow, and those still on the fence is also interesting. Palin, she's going to make a trip to Iowa coming up. Giuliani, Rick Perry, still buzz about him. And on Thursday, this is important, Matt, by second quarter fundraising deadline, we are going to get another barometer at who's doing what on the Republican side. Quickly.
Yeah, it's something to look at. Obviously, Mitt Romney's been solidifying frontrunner status. I assume he's going to do that in the fundraising numbers as well. But again, I just think it's super early, and a lot of that money's been sitting on the sidelines and waiting around.